Number two, I want you to write down two words. Okay? Two words. And as I'm talking to you, and if things are resonating with you, McKenna or Matt, I want you to give me booms in the chat bar if it's resonating. So I know I'm hitting things of value for you. I want you to write down knowledge and wisdom. Now, there's a distinct difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is information, and wisdom is experience. And a lot of people are trying to use knowledge to move them forward, and they're lacking wisdom. And that's why they stay stuck at 1 million or 5 million. Now, look, my first, I'm not, again, I'm telling you about my companies to make a point. I don't care if you're impressed. I'm not here to impress you with things. I'm here to give you a perspective of transformation where if just one thing clicks tonight, just one thing you go, I'm going to think about that different, then this was worth your time. But when you scale one company, and I mean, my biggest year was adding 6.5 million. You get, what do they call it, like retrospective or something. You sit back and go, what did I do and how did I do it to add 6.5 million? Now, I don't care if you're in the salon business, consulting business, it doesn't matter to me. If there's someone else in the United States or the country you're in that's doing way more than you, do any of you, are any of you in an industry that you don't know somebody online or a friend doing way more than you in the industry? Tell me in the chat bar. Do you all know somebody? Do you? Do you know somebody that has a bigger salon, a bigger service business, a bigger consulting? Now, a bigger agency? The answer is, if the answer is yes, I know somebody, then it's not a problem with the industry. It's not a problem with people buying it. It's a you problem. And can you just write the word you down? Well, I mean, you could put the letter U or you. It's a you problem. And I'm not doing that to point fingers at you. I'm doing it to let you know that everything, and any of you that have been in my world, that your past is the navigator of your future. And the majority, I'm still a believer that a majority of the CEOs and business owners today that are stuck and not scaling to the level they want to be. And to me, what's the level you want to be? I used to say that people want freedom, right? They want freedom. But you actually could have freedom and be broke, couldn't you? You could be homeless. That's freedom, but maybe you don't want to live on the street. I believe, and you may want to write this word down and tell me if you like the word when you write it. I think what everybody wants is financial peace. Financial peace. Maybe not even peace, Jason, because I think Buddha had peace, right? But he walked around in a robe, and like, I don't want to do that. And Jesus had peace, and he walked around in a robe. But you guys don't want to just have a robe. You want financial peace with that robe. You want gold coins. You want to not worry about a mortgage. You don't want to worry about car payments. You don't want to worry about vacation. And everything I've done is to prove, not to me, to prove to you what's possible. I'm constantly breaking barriers. And if I was to be ultimate truthful, from my mind to your mind, from my heart to your heart, I would tell you I break barriers to prove it, just so you can go this. If that tattooed guy can do that, and he has no bachelor's degree, no master's degree, if he could fucking do that, and you're way younger, way smarter, more degrees, well, shit, you could do way more. So the reason I sell a service company and sign my name and walk away is to prove to others they could build and sell their company and walk away. I built a big coaching organization to prove that you can build and change an industry. Any of you that are in the service industry, and be truthful, you guys know in my world, don't lie for anybody, don't lie for me. Do you believe that I shifted and changed a whole industry in the blue collar space? I believe I did. Now, that's only to prove that you can break an industry. And now with Food Dog, we do life, business, and wealth by design. And what am I proving now? Now, let me talk to a bunch of you here and let's see if we could get honesty. So, if I look at Aaron Birdsong, now, Jason, don't text while you're driving. If I look at Mike M, that's on here, if I look at Dave Monk, that's on here, if I look at Chris, that's on here, would you say, don't lie, guys, Judy, that's on, would you say that if you get wisdom attached to you and where you're at, that you for a fact have moved forward faster being in Food Dog than slower? Yes or no? Just type in faster if it's true. But don't bullshit, because everybody on here, if they're new, I don't want them to think I'm lying. I want it to be truthful. You're going to move way faster. Why? And I want to share this because this is part of the CEO wake up call. I thought, and it's counter, Anthony, it's almost counterintuitive to what you think. I thought if I just kept learning marketing, sales, operations, and look, any of you that you're probably more technical than me, you want to talk about funnels and you want to talk about email campaigns and cross-pollination marketing, like I'm in it with you. But I used to think that was the secret sauce till I found out that the business actually follows the life, right? If your life is dialed in, it's easy to get business dialed in. If your life and business, right, Judy, you're shaking your head. If life is dialed in and business is dialed in, it's easy to scale wealth. Now, I've done two huge exits in about the last 6 years. And that's most people never do one exit. But now I learned after helping over 115 other people exit, that was in my immediate world. There's probably another 20 I helped exit from consulting businesses, coaching businesses. I've learned that if we get 3 parts together, now watch the other thing. This is the part people say, okay, I got my life and I got my business together. Why don't I get to wealth? Because you have to optimize yourself for wealth first. Are you listening to me? Can you type in listening? You must optimize your thinking for wealth. If your mind is not programmed for wealth, and I was telling someone today, they said, oh, I have a lot of debt. No. People don't have debt. You know what they have? Art, lack of money right now. They don't have debt, right, Judy? They just have lack of money. That's all. Because if you had more money, then the debt would go away. And I'm not against that because any wealthy person understands how to, the smartest in the world. What do? Tell me in the chat bar, because you're all smart here. You wouldn't be hanging out with me if you're not smart. What the smartest and wealthiest people in the world, do they use their own money more or others people's money to make more money? Tell me. Yeah, so Tim says, I have wealth. Yeah, looking for, what do you say? You're looking for fun and stuff. I have wealth. I'm looking for fun projects. Yeah, right? And you want life, business, wealth by design. I was just telling, because I went to this new internal doctor today, and I was sharing, like, my wife and I, we eat breakfast every day together. We eat dinner every single day together, unless something weird's happening or I'm teaching or something, every day. Why? Because that's fun.